Hey Rose, you copy?
Loud and clear, James.
I still can't find a way out. This place... It's fallen apart.
I wake up as a police officer James Cooper somewhere deep in the morgue of a local hospital, and I don't know anything. I did see a short video from my trial where I was found not guilty, but I can't say that it made me any more informed, especially since immediately afterwards a video about hell and how demons and purgatory actually work was played on a projector. In front of the hospital there's a huge amount of occultists who immediately knock down any intruder, and the local medical staff has been transformed into mindless zombies. And most importantly, I'm bleeding.
Shit! I'm shot!
This means that my time on this planet is severely limited. What the hell is going on?
Fuck! So fucking sick of it all!
If there's one thing that's great about the survival horror game FireTight Timeloop right off the bat, it's definitely the concept. Limited lifespan, unstoppable bleeding, and the knowledge that if I die, I'll go back to the beginning of the chapter. Strangely enough, I can do the same thing on purpose, for example when faced with the choice of which of two doors to open, while the other remains forever closed. When I restart the time loop, my choice restarts with it, unless I save the game. It probably comes as no surprise that this was an incredible problem for me at the beginning, because being a typical user, I opened one before I had the first chance to save the game, so I was screwed. So I restarted the game to do exactly the same thing, because I thought that once I got the first videotape and could restart the loop, it would work. Guess what? Wrong! So I moved on, and after a few minutes I finally realized that I had to deal with those doors after saving the damn thing for the first time. So I started for the third time, and lo and behold, I did it. So you created your own FireTight time loop in the real world? Yeah, shut up, no one cares. Go away. I found my first firearm pretty quickly, a pistol, and then a shotgun shortly after. But zombies are totally incapable of hurting me in any way, so why shouldn't I save my ammo? My WUML is enough. Yeah, it's a Czech acronym. It doesn't work in English. Especially when I need a shotgun to destroy cardboard doors. Although, to be honest, with a little effort I could get through them right away, look. This really doesn't look good and should be priority for the developers.
Time I ever see that thing.
Well, like I said, later we will fight him too, which probably won't surprise anyone, and... I just want to remind you that it's on purpose. And the second phase is even more primitive. But back to the zombies. While shooting them looks okay, the close combat system is terrible.
What the hell is this?
These were the first two zombies I encountered and immediately thought, this isn't good.
Enough! Be quiet!
And it isn't. Every single undead creature since then has confirmed this. I should add that I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, because the next one, no loop, is supposedly the normal one just without time loops, which seems pretty counterproductive if you ask me, considering that's one of the main selling points of the game. However, if you ignore the ordinary zombies, I have to praise the other ones, at least their design. Guys crawling on all four legs resembling lickers, immortal nurses, even though their assembly looks pretty weird. Ronald McDonald's crazy brother, or this pyrotechnician.
Shit, they're getting closer.
And it's a big shame that you can't shoot the gasoline canister. At one point even some armored guy jumped on me, even though the resemblance of Mr. X or Nemesis is striking. And I didn't know then that he wouldn't be the last one.
Oh, let's end this quickly.
In short, I'm trying to say that if, oddly enough, there weren't any ordinary zombies, but only these more unique variants in slightly larger numbers, I would find it better. In terms of gameplay, it's a classic third-person survival horror game, most comparable to the remake of the second Resident Evil, except that instead of police station, I'm in a giant three-story hospital. I walk through rooms, find keys or access cards, use them to open doors or close boxes with additional equipment, and so on and so forth. And when I pick up a videotape somewhere, I can go on to the next chapter, which unlocks a little more places. It's just a shame that the vast majority of puzzles are designed in such a way that you will immediately find a piece of paper with straightforward solution in the same room. Or in this case, you don't have to think at all, you just have to find all the coins and James will put them in the right order himself. I don't know how he knows it, but I'm not gonna complain. I would show you this room in more detail, but I don't have time. Seriously though, the time limit hangs over me like a sword of Damocles, but it's not particularly restrictive. On lower difficulty settings it even stops every time you enter a safe room, but on hard mode it doesn't and only resets when you save the game or use a medkit. However, I was never really under time pressure, at most I was confused by the occasional warnings 10 minutes remaining, followed by 7 minutes remaining, and then I look on my watch and I see 12 minutes. Special abilities are an interesting mechanic. I find them gradually throughout the hospital and at any given moment I can have a maximum of 3 activated. The first one that was really worth anything was Breakthrough. It allowed me to destroy thin doors not only with my shotgun but also with a baton. I probably don't need to explain twice why I like it. A few dozen minutes later I found an upgrade that in my opinion breaks the game, Brutalist. Suddenly I'm doing 3 times more damage than before with my baton and practically any enemy is down in 1 or 2 hits. What I definitely don't like though is the voice acting. Most of the time the main character plays Batman from Wish.
You think you scare me?
While his radio contact Rose sounds like she's bored out of her mind and would rather go to mandatory shooting practice. I'm not saying that I would do better or my English is better or that the first Resident Evil was somehow exceptional, but it was so bad that it was great. This one is just bad.
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right.
Feel free to not believe me and listen to these short examples.
She was screaming. She was calling for me.
Cooper, don't. You did everything you could. No one could move 3 people out at once. You know that.
No, you don't understand. I chose Rose. I made a fucking choice. Do you believe that there's anything after death? Not punishment, but meaning?
I'm here, Sheriff. A church is supposed to bring peace, isn't it? I believe that even after everything, people can still be honest. They can leave something good behind in their deeds.
So, what do you think? It's a shame that most of the story, except for the documents, is told in this way. James yells like a madman, Rose occasionally responds with her bored "I don't want to be here" voice, and you can't skip the scenes or do anything else during them. Guess what happened?
Look, I tried to get out of here, but there's a group of people at the entrance. They tried to attack me when I tried to leave. They won't let me out. I'll contact you when I figure something out. Over and out. Ready when you are.
But okay, in the second half of the story it started to get more interesting as the police found Cooper's body, I learned details about Sheriff James's life, and the serial killer Cooper was trying to investigate even on his own also contacted me by radio.
Cut the games! Why did you start all this? What's with this circus?
I won't reveal any more details, except that things really take off in the second to last chapter, when one important piece of information after another comes at me. Fear the Timeloop is supposed to have several different endings, and the internet claims that in addition to the final choice, the decisions you make throughout the game also matter. Well, I don't know about that, but I didn't feel like I could stray away from the prepared path in any way. Okay, I fed some giant mouth at the dentist and was left with a burned doll in my inventory, but I didn't really know what to do with that. Nevertheless, in my opinion, the achieved ending was the best, and all I had to do was pay at least minimal attention while playing. So either I'm that lucky or the internet is full of crap. By the way, in the final scene, and I can't still believe it, the main character speaks in normal voice. Why couldn't he speak like that the whole time?
Hey, you know Bennett. The guy could get you literally anything for like a third of the price. Just had to ask.
Why did he have to tear my ears instead?
Who the fuck are you talking about? What are you playing at, asshole? Rose! Rose? Yes, thank you. How are you? I've missed your voice so much.
This is probably the best definition of Fear the Timeloop. Ambitious, decently executed survival horror game that just lacks that little something extra to make it above average. Or it always spoils the good impressions in some way. Imagine your enthusiasm for the game slowly growing, and just when it seems like it will finally win you and consume your soul, bug, object collision, stuck enemy, or God forbid, Cooper says something into the radio comes out of nowhere.
Who even came up with this crap?
And suddenly the good impressions are gone. I'm not saying it can be fixed, but I'm not really sure you'll want to go on this adventure a second time.
Not now!